Yamwa kwa ba fe yenya brena yenhwe sede nsam ni kyeremo ankasa etiara hosam ere de hye yankase na se ewo denchira akwaboso wa apa denchira west ewo finfi mantemu from eja gas bia pa enipa mienu de se yankyere wa wonhunu fi se wo monam no emu atete enan esere da ha areho emu nwotwe enso Premotobre ye de wo mkọ konfo no che aban yaresabia ya mane boni ye Isaac no menyo ewa homa no so ye ne kasa Isaac awia uti enka ye mo ha Isaac no menyo uti menka ye mo ha ba Adom TV Premotobre Kasee so ye da se papa ye da na rehosem we si ye.
Hello
Isaac mpacho ya to nka pa kire ye ede na si ye ma rehosem we esi ye.
Asia se wopiemu ewo akwaboso ewo apa denchira west mensimu ewo finfin mantemu edea nipa ewo krodie no ante asempa na jajo na wo mu etwa ewo krono mu ni nyina ene se branchi we di adwuma wo mu eye gold adwuma wo mu to gold na wo mu eye ho adwuma na wo mu kire se na wo mu eye gold no ho adwuma no na omo cylinder na omo de ye adwuma no gas wo mu san ye nti enam no so ema wo mu ekofa wo tasma o kada rider bi ema ne koto gas ni bi e de bre wo mu nti ema obedru ho no pepe ena omo kire se wo yi cylinder no di free motor no so no e be share ba ko na wo bonk na no omo ye adwuma no wo mu no ena ade no blast ya na se explode ye ehona die no ose petemu dia temu anu watete ne nam no kra na emu atete kokoro no no omo kire baby na enam ni dia tututu akoda omo nante yakoyi mako ni ti da ha ne nine da ha de sei na ade mi de mani akohu ne no menya ba esewani ense o ka kire eno omo ekire bi se de okada rider na omo suma no so koto ade ne bae no so ono so ho na ono so pra no peja no ko dru so bin clinic e okodi na so ono so eto ananam e won se do ama nipa binumu anu wo mo ka ho no so debre pray mo de bi ko so bin mo de bi ko du kwade bi so ko pie mo konfa no tell me no ka say wo mo gu doctor so ejina won so tenchen am wo mo esa wo mo ayare na openi kwankyere for no na nadmo director e wo mention no mu owura Isaac Jesse e wo menchen e wo ha ye bi sa papa yi say se ade asie anamo pen na nadmo ahye no mu de afomia Adom TV Kasee ni anamo pen na nadmo mu tu afa trenchen kesi esie
over me da say let's anamo a yeti no nya yankwa ye district assembly no na other security agencies ni na stakeholders e wo kuru ho na nani assembly member se ene da e ba sa ye ni omo ye engagement ma omo ape le bia omo asa to trenchem na to omo e betena na omo nso a omo ehu atema omo piripira no nte ye do mo ba ya le sabia ye ni bisu a ye fe omo me no kata yisi a kanifo nso kofuru mo ho a anamo bia be ma pepe ya na sa sodie na ya udie no nso ate no yetu ho anamo a nyema egu afi
ye ko kromo ho anapa na se kromo fo no ka se adwumawura na nkasa de wayera ye frɛ na ye ho no mere nso tikwan anopai wo te sa sa na wo wen adwumawura no
minia ne yire na nkasa me frɛ adwumawura no no kura ni mo mfiri kromo ho obedie obabo ne sese no wo ho a wo ye adwuma era na brantie na oje cylinder na wo sebi wo firi mu na watete no nso mfiri ho na owale wo kromo ho ye frɛ ne number ye nya no ne yire number na me frɛ ono nso tike mu a wo tutwan so se odetike ondu ye nti apolisi fo nso gusu a omogbo ananse ombehu ba bia brantie no wo na aniamba bi ho mo a yesi bisa no ni anamo bi a yetu na omayihu mu yetie no yetu ti asat na on ablantie no bi owu kuru mu ho nti mesre se olibia wonim ablantie a oye godila omo friend blaze no omuma apolisi fo na dine district assembly mpani fo asenti na ye ni ntu anamo obeboa na emfa pepe ye ntu yi
edan ejire bi ene omo edan asese no nadbu anamo bo omo de ma omo ana
ofanyomanyo asat na ono de yen yeduma ne se medicine de report we ye ASSIN ade akom regional director na anamo o hodo no ya to aso na yetu nti me no ka say regional director ya we but nine da ye consider nti said ye ma tu ye no nkrata asem ye enne ene ye be ye ni nyina yi ama DC ni ne regional director omonsa aka na ochine fo no ya to aso atutu anamo a de abotoye ho so
Afia owura Isaac Jackie and Admiral Director Adema Upper Dentra West and ye can afia the tienye abra ye bru dankrama komako and son de ni nyina agri de egu from America say fa be de kakakra no ade ko hu odem ye bodia ya konfo ayisu no ye hu bi e wo dan no eno na nipa wo ebita so na bodia no so ye dan e wo dan ye tanya ntie kura se nipa na wo ye godila na nkasa kura hoko no no wo yi ni niama e di free dan no na yere no aka ke na yere so onyi bibia nko no de ode ne ho e wo koye ansa na ene da die ye atrencham eto na branch a wone no eye adwuma nti kumo fo de ata kwakọ ehuhu se asa didi wom nti na wono di ka koya wo na branch no a asemi etini atum nti no so eguso na nanu matrankonya edi ho nkomo ye bisa se so ede na wo mu na nanu ankasa so no wo mu eye na bodia no so wo ho no so ede na bodia no so ye de ekere e wo ho no afia
no manyo yemfonsi ya na sam no mu awerho yentumi nyina anwumra de ebesi akire ebesa ba ho na de amaye yamane boni Isaac no manyo na yete ne nka rahosam kase ya asie wo emfifi mantamo brono ade dentra akwaboso wa apa dentra west na yete mo nsam ne yeto so na ya bora yensam foforo mu COVID-19 ebaye yamampani adedanko AKUFO-ADDO ne Ghana-fo di nkomanura na to so dunan ya yare ne baye no ne yehia na yedi enwo enkomo nsem bebre no de tudwa asem ba kwa wokan yesi sudua ene se nsore nom asofo nom ene asore ma nyame anim ne free se ye bie mu kakra no wo mo hyehyɛ ni nyina no wo mo di so don hwe ba ko enti se no etansan hyehyɛ no wo mo di so enti na wo se wo hanya ne emema na so obre ne ememu ase kakra e wo nsore ase se de don hwe ba ko no yade ba ko aka ho ama ye don hwe mienu ene ye betumi de asoma August bosume de di kan ene ehyasie efi.
After further extensive consultations, government has taken the decision to embark upon the implementation of Phase 2 of the easing of restrictions in the following sectors of our national life. Our churches and mosques have been open for prayers and services for the past 7 weeks, adhering to 25% occupancy or up to 100 congregants over a time duration of up to 1 hour per service. I extend my deepest appreciation to our religious leaders for their strict adherence to the safety protocols, which have prevented any known outbreaks since they restarted their services. I've sorely missed going to church, as I'm sure many others have. I'm therefore very happy to announce that in consultation with our church leaders, from 1st August 2020, the restrictions on the number of congregants worshiping at a time in church will be lifted, with the length of worship extended from 1 to 2 hours per service. Church leaders who are desirous of implementing this enhanced easing directive must ensure the congregants wear face masks at all times, and the 1 meter social distancing rule is scrupulously applied, remain suspended till further notice. In consultation with the Ministries of Transport and Aviation and the leadership of transport operators, government has taken the decision to lift the restrictions in the transport sector and allow for full capacity in our domestic airplanes, taxis, trotros, and buses. The wearing of masks in vehicles and aircrafts and the maintenance of enhanced hygiene protocols remain mandatory.
Now, while your son way mampeni too, John Adom Yaman before ye war oti mantam no emu a jasikai. Yani drop a phone be adding common trustee. Ya one what jasikan GPLT Francis Opoku and any Adom Kasee D and Comono. A buy no peja what pejamusa drop a 4 bit me a fenny power on fan that dano. A one a half make a cran, and soon in a mono. See, I shall so be answer no smacks in a dear, on better, Sebejuma.
Man go can say, yet yes, I'm not a pa. Now, so the old he said, oh, a boy, Papa, said, yeah, you see a bones and a baby, there's a lot of fun out, uncle, that was 10%. It's a most use one. Oh, there be a lot of people who say petrol, a quad of cost. Indeed, sir, a lot of people who be in the farm, no matter. Now, a boy and so, you're quite, the because a free heart, we just can't cook it. Davu. First night is almost 10 minutes. They say 30 minutes go down to KJB. I idea high pa and you already penny there. And yet you be used to and to say a normal passing a fan that hello. There's a lot of familiar Friswana. I have a lot of fun after much so. Yasama and yes, and say Yaliano and weird group. And say, I'm seeing facets. Obedi no scope of money, or the Sabeca no scope, Obedi or no scope anymore. Now, so first, and I have to need the Nanka, did say, Yamutoin, and one hand. Now, say, on my penny say, I'm fat, Nipami and say, no man set in India. Yeah, you say, I may make sure will be a Befocano, a body moves cover, no cook and sanitizer, and sanity in your farm. And you say, yes, I did India, and a bit near as will be our one. Okay, and you know, yes, this are but see, I will tell you now, and you're a man for not say, Sana or Mampeniaka, Naya implementing, but it is good in all directions. But losses no out Chamuna, then a woman peninsula, begging who are mine, send our pacifying. Loss I clear during that time. Then I remember I pay a man, train say, you better be up, say a higher power, but they say, it's so I'm not this is
Entienne mampani dia asemi tu dwe Ghana fo no a ebi mo dwe ho ani esesa na tie dia gentiabo lorry fare no e wo se yete so fi say ya call back to your normal dia na kopek e na wo mo kasa e wo sansem we e trese hyenkafo mpanifo hwe ne bo no wo mo ente so se be ya Ghana fo ye nyina so ye ho be ha ha ye ne enkotie se de ensam no kopek fo edituda
in actual fact wo share at least see the fuel price now equals so about 15% because the COVID-19 no. Na say no if you order and then say expense can be to say no money fuel completely normal or the old fare no something no normal the old fare no and then pokra no kan we feel pokra with the fuel no say no and can be to kan come start to craft fare kan kenya bad but at least anya you can then the emna old fare no pokra so that will be fine.
Masa for the waka na so ye fa tretre no na nka ye ho ye haman because an pc mi fibreku to gas na me fa ni ba okra ban so se nka tretre na ka obo ni wakra be yan load aba
oh ani je dia ani je nya mai because se akra na nkan so wo nya ni pamfa ana pa se mi fele bele camp me ba no manyo bi anfa no nya fo ni se si ana o ma to patrum e na ma to fei me na ma san ayesa nti no chese ama partners so mo so mo akwato kakra because ye kwa nyama
ya wakwa Adom TV Premotobre Kasee na oguso wo hye no de edu so ne ewura Promotobre power ya abato ho ensem bia na yato ne din Promotobre power na ha ene election headquarters de fa abato bia ho no just Adom TV no multimedia yen channels ahodo e na obete ne kane no so de project kekan wa bia ni mo ti en hyase de na voter registration exercise ya ekoso e bedon hwere ba ko de wo dominance wo mfimfin mantemu no na mpanifo abo de asensan fi se menteme ho asibi eyi ni ti ewo mu na de koba ye e ma we si ye ne de ya man boni e de akire etwaso
Samentime nwasi esiye no edintwira wo twere no wo twesensan e wo dominance a e wo mfimfin mantemu abato commissioner na emusifo a wo Methodist Primary West 1 Center a wo apadentwira etisa wo ne makọ ne nso abato commissioner penimpa wo mansininim e ba ye ansa na wo timi aba ne nyina ahase wa bra emrahye bedwani Samuel Nson Wajan ene MPP amanyoko ni mufo bi eye wadwen se enipa edi santrin ma wo kwa akotwere wondin no wo ma won entwere we nenam so e ma NDC amanyoko ni nipa bi wo nso eye wadwen se wo ne won bepere so de senti na ma edin a wotwere no enkoso ene ma wona ehwe di ntweresem no so ewo ho nso efiri ho kwamena atamensa ene yemensin no abato komisan panyin no de to nsɛmtwerɛfo anim sɛ na wo sɛ wo yenhyiamu ketewa bi sɛ de beya obetimi ede aso nsɛm no ano.
There was a little bit misunderstanding and my people just stopped on the way because of the security aspect and their safety. So they stopped, they hold on. So I've calmed the tension, as you yourself you are aware. I've talked to the two political parties. I've held a meeting with them. I've held a meeting with my team, and they're about to start working. So the DRC is also doing well, and I've told them that is the way Electoral Commission uses. So they should use the challenge form rather than physical manhandling.
Osachire mu sɛ ewumu sɛ mentimu wase ne ntokwasɛm bebre na akɔso wɔ mansini ne mu nanso onde ogidi yie sɛ adwuma a wɔkɔ mansini ne mu sɛ wɔkɔyɛ no watimi ayɛ ama sesiɛ kasa die enipa bɛsɛ mpem aduasa mienu die watimi atwere wɔn din na bɛsɛ ahanu ɛna wogusu atoto wɔn ano awɛ sɛ wobetimi atwere wɔn din.
For the Upper Denchira West, like any other registration, there are some intermittent misunderstanding, but it's not any.
Yamra yankwaje nkrato yimra yaba nsam no de akache yebeto aso. Yento aso na yemonra yensam fofromo na Electoral Commission panifo na wotwe bia nhia mu a wone Ghana fo hia na wo mo kire yen sade din chorchor no ekoso no ne etoso enan ni ya phase 4 no one more awia yewra enum ediemo na yewie ye ni nyina no Electoral Commission say nipa 12 million and edin a yetwetwe wo mo ede wondin aba na yetimi atwe wo mo edin se ne ekoye Adom TV ko ho edeba.
At all our registration centers, we remain in close contact with the security agencies at all levels, national, regional, and district, and share important pieces of information that we pick up from the field. The mechanism through which this is being done is the Election Security Task Force, which has worked very well with rare exceptions. We encourage citizens to be law-abiding and urge them to use the various mechanisms and processes laid out by the Commission to register their grievances and concerns. We assure citizens that the mechanisms we have put in place work, and it is important, therefore, that they apply them and not take the law into their own hands. We will now turn our attention to an important subject, that is the number of persons with disabilities who have participated in the registration process. We are happy to note that the registration process has been inclusive and has attracted a good number of persons with disabilities. At the end of the fourth phase, 46,237 persons with disabilities successfully registered under the process. This represents 0.40% of the total number registered at the end of the fourth phase. These figures are very encouraging, and it is an indication of the unwavering interest that citizens have in who manages the reins of leadership of our dear country. We have the statistics available per region, and we will share this with you at the end of this encounter. We have, however, received reports that a few persons with disabilities who visited our registration centers in the field were not always given priority, as emphasized at our training programs. Here, I'm referring particularly to persons with hearing and speech disabilities. The Commission apologizes for this breach in procedure. We will ensure that going forward, priority is given to all persons with disabilities who visit our registration centers. We would like to encourage persons with disabilities to take advantage of arrangements that have been put in place at the district offices. We assure them that their experiences at the district offices will altogether be positive. Gender dynamics. In terms of gender, we have seen more women registering in this exercise than men. While this is not surprising, the gap is, however, quite wide. To date, we have a total of 6,100,440 women, as against 5,528,970 men who have registered. Women make up 52.5% of registered citizens so far, compared to men who make up 47.5%. An interesting theme that has come up is that of the first-time voters. For the purpose of this registration or this meeting, we classify first-time voters as persons who were exactly 18 at the time of registration. It is encouraging to note the enthusiasm of our youth. Generally, however, those within 18 to 20 years have participated actively in this exercise. However, the figures I'll share today relate to persons who are 18 years or who were 18 years at the time of registration. We classify this age group as first-time voters because over the last 2 years, the Commission has held one district-level election and one referendum. Therefore, there's a possibility that those above 18 years may have voted in those elections. At the end of the fourth phase, 480,851 18-year-olds had registered as voters. This figure represents 4.1% of the number of persons registered to date. 419,530 19-year-olds had also registered. So in a nutshell, the 18 and 19-year-olds make up 7.7% of the
Premotobre Kasee uguswa kokromotic power dey na yewremu ayede brewe na ASSIN fosu Municipal Electoral Commission penifo nso wamo hwe ni mo se edin no ne chotro nyina bekọ awieye no na wamafo wa ASSIN Central de be 50,000 wondin aba emu na wonkasa mu no face ye 4 no crofo and phase 5 no crofo anhyedanfo ho anyemu de dan so ni nyina mu wamo hwe ni mo se nipa wondi ebeko enkrata mu no yamane boni Alfred amo edeba.
Voters registration exercise Electoral Commission frase no phase 4 abawiye ama phase 5 a wo hye ase no ndafo amienu ene na wogusu yi e wa ASSIN Central bato mpeso aso no 17th December 2019 Voters Register Electoral Commission did to aba edi ya 7 members no na nimpa 46,833 and wudin wo mu na so say Electoral Commission kire se wo hwe kwan se registration we bebe wie no nimpa close to 50,000 and obetwire wudin akwa abato wo mu e brad ntwiri firi ase no na ahokeka no wo so yi pa wa ASSIN Central na so say akofom phase 1 no nimpa 7,248 and a register phase 2 8,840 a register phase 3 8,982 a register Samson phase 4 no 8,688 na register phase 5 no frase day dikano nimpa 2,366 and a register a wokambo mu asese nimpa 36,264 and wodin akwa abato ahomam ASSIN fosu Municipal Registration Officer or Electoral Commission Owura Kofitibu any Adom Kasee bonkomo.
I'm saying 2016 voters register now. Prior to Abano, near 42,484. Nearby district level election at 2019, so now 46,833. You estimate is close to 50,000 voters which you register. I'm saying phase 1 now, 7,248. Phase 2, 8,840. And phase 3, 8,982. And phase 4 yeah, so 8,688. And into Osha, that's a projection after each phase we answer improve kakra. Now see I showed there now phase 5 by figures are recorded in your first registration day no. 2,366.
Of course, chile di nti amese se uko registration centers ahodo no a anwaka no form.
Titru ba ko be gina hama. Center be an office no. One factor. Those days nanka the aged, the pregnant women, people with disability now walk to the various centers no. I register. And I'm Sahana, a gap more no. Because I for in Abba and 2 more queue no. And even security officials no so no. And health workers. See, I'm so I can't the vulnerable no to office now. The staff on us centers now home, staff on us office. Tema pressure na easy our centers no. And the crack secondary school for no so no. And Nanka centers in the almost centers no. Once they've been already taken care of.
Said the bay no man for BPA Bontia be register Amudia Quabaton Memu. Ore be do our ASSIN for so adodon African American man. Ono kra de wato anom de ahodo do registration centers ahodo akwache ama wo mu edila emu se de be hye wo nkran mu apia bontia be register.
Aban kwanti me nya we nyina kakra etime di beboa ne se yenso asumi akeka yensa no kakra na baby a bia be kono ye hye se ne electoral executives any polling executives obi akeka ho bo mu ye unite so mu ye adwuma no ba kono je bomodin se betimi ama omo juice ni ade ne meat pie ni ade kakra omo so ede be keka omo nsa no
afedamo ede amano boyi efra ASSIN fosu ene Adom Kasee.
Yantoso na 2020 abatwa yehwe ni mo sa Adom ne dom ya December bosome de toso enso yebekwa akoto abano nipa baako a wayi ni ti se kwantakro wogina apre mampani de bia no mari Kofi Gan enei woni Adom TV Kasee edi enkomo ahuduo bebre botaye sinani so wose Ghanaian agenda na ne fetitu no kua ya wode nani asi wa wagitumu yie passes wo boho no mu yie a ebeboa dabia ye economy so agina ne na so na we bebe mu a just wa be mampani ye ne nkomo twetwe no eni yebehwe na yenya independent presidential candidate Mary Kofi Gan then some natural dia bro na yenkwa ASSIN fosu municipal assembly no ene Ministry of Food and Agriculture kan won ho abomu a ene abe edua be 10,000 dia won dia mana nanmu akuafo wo ASSIN fosu so wo munye no wo munua we yi enhyehyɛ aban ye planting for export and rural development enhyehyɛ na ode aba no
said the bay na de hye wa ASSIN fosu benya kyefan e wa ban wande so wan fa tun hyehyɛde ni munti ASSIN fosu municipal assembly no any Ministry of Agriculture account ma aba no a woni a kye menazri makomako be se 10,000 e de ama akuafo se wonua said the bay a obenya raw material e de abie oil factory opese obie wande so wan fa tun hyehyɛde ni mu no e wa ASSIN fosu e wo dwumedi na se no penyinipa ohwe no ban wonsem so e wo mofa so e wa ASSIN fosu owura princess epoku atutu sire akuafo nyina se wonfa ho hye dwumedi ni mu
we are planting for export and rural development ne fapim ni nyina se ye pese yenya raw materials a de be feedi one district one factory ASSIN ha ne ye chusi abe e de factory for no ye mofa mu de nti na say ye so ya ye be produce raw materials ne say ye fa mu de nti na ba be 4-5 years ahead of us na e bit master tenya raw materials a de be feedi nti ye target 100,000 so far no yenya half of it ye said na me adma next year no e betimi de aka so na afi ye hu say the more you do betimi sustain your factories na yesi aba ha say no
ASSIN fosu MC yonumnyamfo no class fifi ba kuntu akuafo nyina afo say wa ba chi seedlings yi wonua se de be ya ban benya so mfaso
ye call special na obu anu abeje abe no no de akugu ba bia onua yenim the main reason ti omo ye nsa but ye gina sa na mo so say obi o gibia ne omo ko inspect in the farm and sana ye de eden no to check discrepancies no send ye be ya omo begin kugu wo fum keke na adwunkura wo huntia wo ndua na ndi yenim nti ya yen hyehyɛ a omo gye ne ye betumi akɔmu na so akɔhwe already ne kan inspect omo farms na ade nti ye wie no omo hyɛ so mu dua so ye be san akɔ ne akɔhwe sɛ omo dua wa ye be ba ndua no ye be ba klisido next time ba ye ma obi
akuafo enya kyefan e odwumedie mu bi nso ene Adom Kasee kasae
abadwuma no de me ma ya kye eno anam de ahwe me ba university awo na sisi oye adwuma Ghana gas me start no na che se mi sua no me ba no ano na afu mo adwuma na mani gye ho so me ye driver ni nso no eno kura sisi me de ato nkyɛn na abena na sisi me ye ho adwuma nti no abadwuma no de metumi akamfo ama obi bia se onsa ka bi we ni bia na wodua we no so no eye fast sisi a na wu nusu be ye mfie be ye miensa pe na wu nusu
ya de ma me de me ho ahyem ni se be ye 6 years ni me dua koko na medua yo no na asase no enhye da anye papa nti amoa me na metwa gui nti be 2 years ni medua abe 4 acres nti metese agrikifo eche abe ena nanso ma me ba ya me beji bia me sande akoso me de ne so
afedamo e de amane boyi efrasin fosu ena bra Adom Kasee.
Premotobre Kasee na aguso ahoshe no mahu se Facebook wo se ho nko a ye beba ho ne ene mo nso adi nkomo ye nkwaje nkratso ye ba ye beto aso. Yamwakwa abadase se uguso ahwe Adom TV Premotobre Kasee na yensa nwura mu wo kokromoti power mu na independent presidential candidate Gary Kofi Gan ene woni Adom TV edi nkomo bebre asam ogina so ene se wobeye mampani nko ade a kua wona na obebo ho a ama ye sika sam agina ne nan so ne nsem bi ya wodi tu dwa no ye deba.
In simple terms, no patches your manifesto a ye launch here no enye ye dia enye media Ghana for dia entina your friend on the Ghanaian agenda if say most of the times no who say party beba no omu den omu edi omu manifesto no launch most of those manifestos no omu ye party manifestos media no my end say ye call around na ye bisa omo amu Ghana ha bisa omo de na umbe here for their lives no be konim and I say omo abrabo be konim entini wo manifesto mu na idea omo ya idea Ghana for here to move their lives forward entina your friend on the Ghanaian agenda and entim enye mimi agenda Ghana for agenda
inti semiti ase ye a nya wakeka bomu a wo manifesto no nya Ghana for aka kire so omo pe ena wodi ahyemuke nti yenhwe se wopese wode kuadwuma that is agriculture eboa esi Ghana wotimpo anase wo call around ne wonya about kuayo wode be ye edwuma no eno ne sen
baku ye say most of your baby omo grow agriculture no wono infrastructure be a new ho a betumi movie near farmers no grow you know into ebia Accra na say other places you hear say tonsion na money on and one of the things I want manifesto no say we want to do proper roads and I say infrastructure beboa omo amu you know all these farming communities no say na umbe to me omuniama the core market and I say omu de be call Accra na say bebia they can have market for some of these things and enuni ade bakwa ye near toso me no ye who say young folks and I say young men young women bebre every school and I say Kwapo Monko school almost person going to farming. Nanso omo ni asase, omo ni capital, omo ni your friends machines omo to me use. And one of the things we've come up or manifesto say yebema omo amu every school and I say omo among core school that omo person omo going to farming. Yebe form me omo into cooperatives. I bet to me I say 10 men and I say 10 women be omo person omo grow maybe some pineapple farm and I say mango plantation. Yebe to me the omo boom na ya ma asase ama omo capital na the supervisor aka omo to make sure say as a group no you know omo to me resist our farm no to a point ebe eche no ebe dani omo nkasa omo asset omo to me a living on for the rest of their lives some of them crapo omo to me handy over back to omumba and also omo children growing up. So these are some of the things that we want to do, especially for the young people who are idle, but also for omo they are already in farming to get them an opportunity to move their farm stuffs eko ebebia omo tombio.
Okay na so sisi aban etisu yo bibi planting for food and jobs what the no ensheda nye bibi ti se nea omo ye because omo fertilizer omo boa with seedlings nyombe duadua what the no quite different now then now
yeah they are no different because planting for food and jobs no still a individual. Okay. your mindset no say or see agriculture no more commercial because commercial farms no to me I more and I say to me are growing more and to the biggest difference in say we are doing it with the commercial mindset, with the business mindset. So now two things but see in that process. One is the amount of food we grow would increase because you are doing it on a larger scale. And I mean, people can be able to export and actually make some money in the farming process. And on those two counts, we feel say there are a difference in planting for food and jobs.
Are you looking at food sufficiency? What should say your home better your so and I say what share near ye de kwama no near na wo ye.
Because say if we are able to be food sufficient, then we will have access to be able to export. My primary aim is if we can grow on a larger scale, we will stop. Importing food, importing rice, importing onion crop, importing free. Friends and Burkina Faso. So I was enjoy. And Jenny, all those onion things, for example, the northern region place to me. One of the things I say about your friends irrigation. Send to me irrigate, send to me I more vegetables farm all year round. So to me here all year round farming, we don't have a situation where I call Burkina Faso, onions, need tomatoes at the back to Ghana.
Afe yanka education and our school common sense. If we say F cube, if we say free SHS, who agenda nene
free SHS no dey to me enjoy. We say it's good for everybody who is capable, say on school and to me enjoy. And mom, we are trying to build on that. And friends say you say quality be at the more schools. Every says it's share education system and be theory and why. And we want to practicalize our learning. So now, free school system is what is needed in industry. And yes, over industry now after 13 years in school, no, we catch us where they are so certificate, but near ocean, and it makes us waste. And we want to practicalize education. We want to make people learn competencies. We believe in STEM, so. But yes, STEM, when you say science, technology, engineering, and math. But science, technology, we want all of that to be part of every subject. And to say, geography, within the geography, you person the science of the geography. You person the technology, to use it within geography. You person engineering, how to use the geography to build your society. And you person STEM as the baseline for every educational endeavor.
Yet also now yet the acquire some for a moody parent teacher association. Ya one more I was senior high school and as a second cycle schools was sentimental. So they said they one more bottom my dry a more recra capreno. If it's a free SHS no a buy no parent teachers association dues. And in the maybe an anchor one more at the castle schools no home. Let me a quite anymore nay a tosini a wahonima bebre how one my day or himiteria etwaso.
Parent Teacher Associations I war into a sosukumu, a more sentimental and a dear to just say. As I say, when ya sikabian to one foot munti, a man punto you ma drank was say where you was qua would muno, and so a catchery. Join news in Shishamwa, ye, HRSA. As I say, free senior high school by Yenti, want to be any PTA, Sika, and Sikanket kitty and Uncle Bow more Emma would to me, a dear sample to you may. Senti and Emma, a dining Emma would was to see a was school, so a catchery. Yamani Bonnie or him in Terrier, any disansem ye a chi.
Before the free SHS policy, we used to collect fees, and then part of the fees given to PTA to do other projects. But the government policy is that don't use the guests to collect the dues, deal with the parents, and that is where the challenge is. And when we meet, we give our account numbers, we give numbers, they will not pay. currently per the free SHS policy, we no longer collect dues because we're using the student as agents so that if they are not paying, we ask them to go home so that they go and collect the dues for us. Currently per government policy, we cannot ask any child to go home to collect PTA dues. So it has become voluntary. If you are able to complete, according to the headmistress, the double track will cease for Yasantoa. So we are appealing to people to help us. And we are also appealing to Kumasi businessmen or businesswomen to come to our aid so that the policy of social distance is assured. We need to have the burger proof. We have to tie it. Then we also need to construct bathrooms and toilet because the one they did is not enough for the case. And currently, they don't even have a place to dry their things. And it's very serious. Government is providing one in addition, but it will not be enough if we want to stop the double track. Per the estimate, provisional figures, we are saying about 100,000.
Nene yemra pampaso ningo ewo epoye mantamo nananom ni kromafo nyina dia tuma mane wo magunsa frɛ nananom atena nkonya ya wo mo echichiri kuro no so wo mra evise nipa ba ku bi abeje won sase aboso wo mo ne na ka no bokɔ awonte ase akɔtwe ho langat wo mo ntimi ne langat na nkonti nananom ene wo mo enkonti wo magunsa frɛ nananom so wo mo
estate developer bi efrase eye n'adwuma ewo pampanso ninwa ewo apuemantamu ama nananom ne omanfo a wo honom ehira okwan a developer no ene langas edo mfa so no enya de a otumi ejina no nananom echiremu ese wono nsase enyina no langas ene developer yi ena asese wagye akantan so a wokɔ ewafu madwuma wono no bai bantin aburo ni mankeni ni ade a wadu enyina no wono asai no enyina otua so se ade achi na wokɔ wafu mu se wokɔ akɔyɛ adwuma langas fo yi ebetata wa aburo aprepra wa utimpo anye yi a wonkwankona ebetumi efre wunsem de senti nananom ene omanfo yi ehia afa nkosua afa snap ede ayi apaye abo edua agu developer ne langas no so se wanya de wo ye no dia asase ya nsamanfo ne abosum enyina ene won endi nene kwatua otoso mienu na oye pampanso hene na odi ne manfo anim na ono won abrunua yi yentie sene obru won mu enua no
ko atanya ta yobu eni tane wanganye tongo wa hedo ne dajina no aka sipu anya ba he ko na nyanu na nya pia wa he zuba e pia ka wa ne ma ano na ba he ka 1911 ne wa ne ba bo adenye yo ni na pia he ne wa so e pia peta wa bu ni ta hu zuba he wa ne meli ka nya ba he zuba loko jimu na ba ka akecha pinye no na ka won ta hu nya gbe be na gbo enu na nya pata wa he wa jevu na nyuda wa bra ka ne bo ala ko na fita ne pia yo ko na nga wo na ma susu wa he yo ne ma ba zuba no ni ka na yo
ene kwatu etwaso ebio ese won mu emfudi a developer yi ene langas asɛ no sɛnyɛ teacher mante aposifo ene tomi bia wo ho ye ha ankɔkwan bia wodo an befato no kɔdo afa so mpo onkwa akafiri won sɛm
asitra metima kyerɛ wase kakra ne sɛ asase no enye me ametie na me betoye enye me papa na betoye enye me fourth generation yana na kanswa since 1911 yana obeto asase ndi afani say yana na ne tiase na owo yen kroma ena wodi yan ba ha se ena obi gi ade na fi yensa ese ye ko bona mane ndi amane boy ese ye bona mane ese ye ka wo muntam because ye wom na obeto asase no ena ha na wo besete yan wo na wo beto asase no so o ma metna ha kwa omu de busum ni amane na ebetena ha because omu se ha na wild animals wa
kuafo no manfo bi nso a developer ne langas etata won no kwafu mu a wontumi enya anika enya adwuma no nso ene Adom Kasee di nkom
nyati ni se me wafu no on the 13th July ena me ti se nkofo bi kasa wo mafu mu ho ena me ben wo am bi sa me chia wo na me bi sa wo se wo ha mane no mo se omo be tu anya wo me fu na me kan se kwan ni ho amo ba betu anya no ha na me se de bi anya yi ena obako kan se 4 days time no ombeba se one ma crap by 3 days no anka ba me wo fie na me ti se machine so ha ena me buy
me dia ana go da sum ena me ti se machine e guma ndi se nya wo di langa de do ide ana go sande mama
ibre ni okue ni o ma se me banki ena brode ena banki ena